Namaste. This is JVN Dr. Vishal Saxena, Associate Professor in Mathematics and Statistics in Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss the module One-Way ANOVA. This module is a part of the course Research Methodology and Biostatistics under the program of BPT and B Optometry 6th semester of the university, and as well as this is very important part of the curriculum or the course of the other universities. So first we have just seen the topic ANOVA previously. The ANOVA is a test. The ANOVA is a test, or just it will be used to find or to compare three or more than three samples, and it is a just very important test, and having three components: one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, and factorial ANOVA, which is also known as k-way ANOVA. So in the today's session we are going to take one-way ANOVA, and one-way ANOVA is a kind of ANOVA where just one factor, that means one independent variable or one independent variable will be used, and the effect of one independent variable will be the effect of one variable will be seen on the dependent variable, and with this we just find what are the applications of this one-way ANOVA today. So we share some slides today for this topic. So one-way ANOVA is a hypothesis test in which only one categorical variable or the single factor is taken into consideration. So in this test only one categorical variable, or we can say one single factor, is taken into consideration, while in the two-way ANOVA, two categorical variable, that means the two factors will be taken, and just with the effects of the two variable will be seen on the dependent variable, and that will be the two-way ANOVA. But right now in the one-way ANOVA, just we are seeing one categorical variable or the single factor is taken, and its effect on the dependent variable will be just analyzed with the help of F distribution. So F distribution is the distribution which is used in ANOVA, and F statistic will be used here. It enables us to compare the means of three or more samples. The null hypothesis H naught is the equality in all population means. So just to apply this test we have to use the concept of sampling, and where we have to make the two hypotheses. One is the null hypothesis and second is the alternative hypothesis. So in the null hypothesis H naught we will just assume that the equality of all population means, while in the alternative hypothesis we will just take the assumption that difference in at least one mean will exist. Now some assumptions to be made before applying this one-way ANOVA test, and we can see what are the assumptions given. That first is normality. Each sample was drawn from a normally distribution population. So just we are going to discuss about the samples. So each sample was drawn from a normally distributed population. So that is very important point. So the sample should be normally distributed. The sample should be taken from the normally distributed population. Second point is the equal variances. So the variances of the populations that the samples come from are equal. It means just we can explain in that way the variances of the populations. that are samples come from the are equal. So just variances of the populations and the for which the samples have been drawn must be same, must be equal. And the third assumption, what is third assumption? That the observations in each group are independent. So the observations in each group each factor must be independent of each other, and the observations within groups were obtained by a random sample. And it is important one that within the group the observations just taken randomly, and the observations in a group in every group should be independent. Now, how to process this one-way ANOVA for the numerical point of view? Just now we see that and for which we have to understand very just in better way how to, because there are so many just notations are there, and the complete process is there, and sample the problem may have 3 or more than 3 samples. So how to process this? Now we see that no matter which software you use, you will receive the following table as output. So ultimately we can use the software to solve the ANOVA problem, and there are so many softwares, so any one software can be used to solve the problem, and but we will receive the this kind of table just as output. So here in this table what we are given that sources, sum of squares, which means SS is written there, DF represents a degree of freedom, mean squares, and F and P. So treatment SSR and DFR. Treatment is SSR, error is written by SSE, sum of squares of errors, and total is SST. Next DF represents a degree of freedom, that is DFR, and DFE and DFT. So these are the notations for degree of freedom, DFR, DFE and DFT. Later we will see what are the notations. These mean squares, which is written by MS, mean squares, these are written, this is written by MS, and for treatment it is written by MSR, for treatment MSR, while for the error, the mean square for the error is written by MSE. Now next we will find F, the value of F, that is MSR upon MSE, and then P is given by DF DFR, and it is here simple DFE, F DFR comma DFE. So that is P. So now what are these notations we can see there? These notations are like SSR representing here regression sum of squares, SSR regression sum of squares, SSE error sum of squares, SST is total sum of squares, and total sum of squares is the summation of SSR and plus SSE. So this is the total sum of squares. SST is equal to SSR plus SSE. And DFR is given by is known as regression degrees of freedom, and that is equal to k minus 1. So DFR is given by regression degrees of freedom and equal to k minus 1, while DFE is known as here error degrees of freedom. So this is the degrees of freedom for the error, and it is given by n minus k there, where k represents the total number of groups and n represents the total number of observations. So n is representing here total observations and k is representing here total number of groups. Now one thing is left there, and that is here DFT. So DFT is showing there total degrees of freedom, DFT, that is total degrees of freedom, and given by n minus 1. So total degrees is here n minus 1, and n is representing total observations, and DFE given by n minus k, and k represents the total number of groups here. So and MSR means regression mean square. We have seen in the table just previously. This is the table where MSR and MSE given that for the mean squares, and MSR which is showing that regression mean square, and this is equal to SSR upon DFR, and MSE is equal to error mean square. So MSE is given by error mean square, and it is equal to SSE upon DFE, and finally it is F. The F test statistic we have said initially, the ANOVA test is applicable on the F test statistic, and that is given by MSR upon MSE. So it is equal to MSR upon MSE, and these are given that MSR upon MSE here for the F statistic, and M is called mean square regression mean square, and error mean square is MSE. P is a p value of that corresponding to F, that is here DFR, and so it is here F, the p value of that corresponds to F statistic, and this is for like DFR and DFE. So degree of freedom for like R and regression, and for the error. Now next, and it is important how to just neglect or how to accept the hypothesis, null hypothesis. We can see here, if the p value is less than our chosen significance level. So if p value is small than the chosen significance level, for example 0.05, or we can choose here 0.01 or any other level of significance. So if p value is less than our chosen significance level, then you can reject the null hypothesis. So just if p value is less than, means the observatory value is greater than, that means p value less than our chosen significance level, then you can reject the null hypothesis and conclude that at least one of the population mean is different from the others. So in this way, when p value is small than the chosen significance level value, and definitely in all like on all kind of tests like ANOVA or chi-square test or t-distribution test, so in that case we can reject the null hypothesis. And just what is meaning of rejection of null hypothesis? That means at least one of the population means is different from the others. That means all the samples do not have the same means. That is the concept of, that is the logic of the rejection of the null hypothesis. So in this way, today we have seen the like one-way ANOVA, and one-way ANOVA is a kind of ANOVA where just one independent variable is there, one categorical variable is there, and whose effect on the dependent variable would have to be just calculated, would have to be seen there. And important thing is that just we have seen there, F statistic will be taken for the calculation point of view, for the understand this here, and certain assumption should be taken for just before applying the one-way ANOVA test. And just we have seen the process in slides there, what kind of process is there to apply, and students are advised to just see the concept part of the one-way ANOVA and examples there, and how to just apply the procedure for the questions. Just first command over this kind of algorithm, what kind of algorithm is you have seen there, to apply the numerical portion, and just practice over the questions. So it will be better for the students, and you can use the softwares to calculate the values there, and to find the results in short time. So with this I conclude my today's lecture. Thank you.